Hi, I'm Kelley Rush.
And I'm Jennifer Orchard.
Today we'll be taking you through a practice of self-care. Self-care is the all-time favorite request that we have in our studio, and we like to call it yummy yoga.
Our students are often asking us, how can I do this at home? Or how do I remember these delicious yoga moves when I get back to my house?
The tools of practice for today are a children's firm ball. You can get this at a Target or a G.I. Joe's, somewhere where they have children's toys. And this one's called a sky ball, and also a tennis ball. To begin, go ahead and sit comfortably on something. Sit with your legs crossed, and the first thing we'll work with is an Ayurvedic practice of self-massage. Ayurveda is the sister science to yoga. So get your breath up, deep, deep breath. And begin with one arm. Extend your arm out in front of you and take the other hand and circle right around the wrist. And take long strokes up towards the elbow and with a firm touch. So it feels good, it feels really soothing. And then come to the elbow, circle around the elbow. Really great practice for getting yourself to start to feel. Long stroke up the arm towards the shoulder and into the armpit. Go across your breast tissue. Everything's moving in the direction of the heart. And then come over to the other hand and start to circle at the wrist. All the way around. Firm stroke up towards the elbow. And circle around the elbow. Long stroke up towards your shoulder. And a little bit of a circle around the shoulder, drawing across breast towards the heart. And then extend out through your legs. Bring your feet right out in front of you. And bend the knees a little bit. Circle around the ankles. You can do both at the same time. Long stroke up the shins and the calves towards the knees. And then circle around your knees. Kind of a good rule of thumb would be circling around joints and long strokes up bones. Get around the outer hips, the inner groin towards the pelvic floor. And then recross your legs. Take a couple of breaths massaging into the lower back and the hips. You want this to feel really good. And then over to the belly and start on the lower right, go up across diaphragm and down towards the colon on the left. And go back over. Up, back, and around. And then release and just shake out the hands. Kind of shake out any tension that is in the hands, the palms, or the forearms. And let it go. And coming to wrist stretches, take the hands out in front of you. Your thumbs are up and press firmly into the mat. Feel for stretching and spreading across your palms and bringing the shoulders back so you don't feel kind of rounded or collapsed at the chest. Deepen your breathing so you're breathing in until you're full and out until you're empty. Release, and then measure if you're next to someone. If you're doing yoga with a friend, that you can extend your arms out. And bring your hands back to the chest. Put your thumbs right against the sternum. Lift up. Big inhale. Exhale, press out. Reach out through your hands, your middle finger is facing up. And then curl one finger at a time into the hand, make a fist, and press down through your forearms. Feel for a stretch coming across the top of your wrist all the way to your elbow. Inhale, reach out, this time palms facing forward, your thumb is up. And exhale, bring your thumb in, squeeze the thumb, and pour the pinky side of your hand down towards the floor. And release. Some shoulder shrugs. Cross your legs the opposite way. I'm going to have Jennifer turn so that you can see her upper back while we're shrugging, so there's no confusion on what's happening in our shoulder muscles. Big inhale until we're full. Hold the breath, shrug your shoulders straight up at your ears. Go straight back. Exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades in towards the spine and then pull all the way down towards the hips. Inhale, fill up, spread your upper back. Hold in the breath, lift your shoulders straight up, straight back. Exhale, squeeze top of the shoulder blades, mid shoulder blades, all the way down towards your hips. Practice a few more on your own. Feel for loosening up all the tension that gets held in your shoulders. One more. Full body rolling. Put your hands out onto your knees and start with circling your rib cage. Start small. It's helpful to close your eyes and move in a way that feels really good, that it's soothing. And reverse the direction. It may feel a little strange. Let it feel strange. And then coming back into center neutral, lift up through the top of your head and moving into the neck. Big inhale, lift up through your chest. Exhale, turn your head to the left. Inhale, recenter your nose. Center it right over the chest. Exhale, turn and look to the right. Inhale, return your head back to center. Exhale, look down. Lift your chest up towards your chin when you look down, so you feel a stretch into the back of your neck. Inhale, lift your chin and your chest up, stretching through the front of your throat. Exhale, bring your head back to neutral. Big fluid inhale, fill up. Exhale, left ear towards left shoulder, stretching into the right side of the neck. Take another big breath. Tracing a smile, tuck your chin, look down towards your left collarbone, and slowly tip your chin across the center. Come up and over to the right, and right ear relaxing over right shoulder. Feel the stretch now coming into the left side of your neck. And chin angling down to the lower right corner and trace it back to center, chin right over the chest. Bring both your hands right onto the forehead, pick your head up. That way the neck muscles can stay relaxed. Recenter the head, take a big feeling breath. getting into your feet. Extend your legs straight out in front of you. Take the hands back behind you. Give yourself a little bit of support and hold yourself up. Support with the middle core through the abs. Look down at your feet. Inhale, point your toes. Exhale, flex your feet. Draw the toes towards the shins. Inhale, point the toes. Exhale, flex your feet. One more. Inhale, point. And exhale, flex. Start to circle your feet. This is a great move because our feet kind of stay in those shoes all day long, and the muscles around the ankles, the shins, and around the toes get really, really tight. I like to do this every day. So circling it all the way around, feel the fluidity. It may even feel a little fatigue while you're circling. And then let it go. And you are ready for your full initiation into the secret ball society. That's what we like to call it. So taking your sky ball, and we'll start by putting it right underneath your right glute, and you want it to be on the fleshy side of the hip, not on the bony side, so you don't want it on your sacrum. Lean back on your hands, and then start to circle around your right hip. Ho, ho, ho. How's that feel?
Feels good. Now, oftentimes, for my students have really tight on the outside of their hip, bringing one leg straight and coming over to the side can really help get into the IT band and loosen up that outer part of the hip.
You want this to feel good. So if it feels really super strong in one area, you may want to work a little slower with the rolling. And for those of you that have sciatica, that sharp, nervy stuff that goes down your leg, you may want to just kind of stay in one zone. Take a few deep breaths until you can feel it releasing. So circling all the way around, and you may get some strange noises with the ball. That comes with it. That's why it's the secret ball society. What happens on your mat stays on the mat.
That's right.
That's the ball, by the way. And then come over off the ball, take the ball out, and just kind of rub the hip. And come on over to the other side. And slowly start to ease all the way around the hip. If your hands get tired, I've seen a few different people bring like a bolster underneath their hands or their wrists, or a blanket underneath there. You want this to feel good in all different places, not just the area that you're working with the ball.
It also can be helpful to come down on the forearm and hold your weight that way.
Yeah, that would be a good one too for people that have wrist stuff going on. So working all the way around the hip. I feel like we should have some funky music going on right now, huh? And then lean off over to the side. Take the ball out and rub around the hip. Reseat yourself on the mat and feel your new buns. Close your eyes, take some big breath, breathe down a little bit, press the breath and the air down towards your pelvis. And open your eyes. Let's go to the feet. Stand up, and you'll need your tennis ball here. I like to practice this close to a wall, that way I feel more steady. Take one hand on the wall and the ball of your foot on the tennis ball. The sky ball, this doesn't work as well with. The smaller ball and the more firm ball really helps to open up the bones of your feet. So starting with the ball of the foot, knead kind of like you're making bread, how you'd push down on the dough. Do that same thing going across the ball of your foot. And your toes are soft, so you don't have your toes lifted up or tense. Working from big toe side of the foot all the way to the pinky side of the foot. Keep your breath going. So think of the breath as the carrier of energy. If we're holding on to our breath, we're just holding on to tension and we're wanting that to release. And coming to the ball of the foot, you got to be really mindful with this. Come to the top arch and lightly press down. If it's super sensitive, don't go down with a lot of your body weight. Bring the foot up and then go about mid-arch. Don't roll, just pick the foot up, go to the center of the arch and press down. Lift your foot up and go to the bottom part of the arch right in front of the heel. Check in that the arms and the shoulders stay relaxed. And then to your heel. Move the ball and bring the heel right on top of it. Usually our heel, you can add a little more of the body weight to. So you can pick up the opposite foot just a little bit up off the mat to apply more weight into the foot. That up and down move can feel great. And the toes continue to be relaxed. Pick your foot up and shake the entire leg until it's really loose, all the way down to your foot. Step over off of the mat onto a harder, more natural surface and take a couple of breaths. Feel the difference between your left and your right foot. And feel how it really shifts the feeling in your legs all the way to your hips. And coming over to the second foot. Start with the ball of the foot, the toes are relaxed. And this is really great. It's like acupressure for your feet, and it really does help to nourish all of the tissues in the body. All those little meridian endings right in the feet correspond to different areas such as organs in our body. So opening them up and taking some deep breaths so it continues to move, moving more towards balance. And when you have time and you're doing this on your own, take a little extra time in those places that feel a little more tender. The top arch, apply a little amount of body weight to it. Feel the bones start to spread. Pick your foot up, move it to the center part of the arch. Apply a little pressure, a little bit at a time. Lift your foot up and go to the back part of the arch, right above the heel. And check in again that the body doesn't tighten up. And center the ball right under your heel. So pressing down through the heel, bear as much weight as it feels great to your foot. I've had some people say that they have used this for when their Achilles tendon right back here gets really tight, or if they have plantar fasciitis and having really good results with it. So up and down where it feels like it's massaging and opening up some of that tightness. Lift your foot, shake it out. Relax the whole leg. If you want to do some sound effects, you can go blah, blah, blah. And step back over onto a firm surface. Stand in mountain pose. Observing. Move your tools off to the side and come to the front of your mat. Do a little bit of free flow movement and head our way down towards a lunge. Bring your hands into prayer. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, bring your hands to the chest, chair pose. It doesn't have to be super low. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, pull down center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring it down. Bringing in the forward fold. Breathe in, reach up, spread your fingers, bend your knees, exhale, forward bend. Take a few moments. Let your neck muscles relax, turning your head left to right. Knees stay bent. Bring your hands to the floor on the block if they're not already, and then kneel down. Bring the knees directly underneath you, and we'll be demonstrating cat-cow from the side. Hands right on underneath the shoulders. Inhale, lift through the chest, shoulders back. That's perfect. Exhale, round your spine. Inhale, lift your chest, hopefully looking into someone's eyes and not their butt. Exhale, round your spine. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, round. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Coming back into neutral. A half lunge. Step your left foot forward. This is one of our number one requests for forearms and wrists. You want a half stance, not super lungy. That's a technical term, I'm sure. Reach your left elbow underneath the knee and the other hand forward, and then lunge forward so you get this squeeze around the top of the forearm right where it meets the elbow. If your left heel is up, that usually gives you a better squeeze than if it's down. Back out, go to your mid forearm, bring it right between the calf and the hamstrings, and lunge forward. Feel it compressing around your forearm. And back out, go right up to the wrist. When you squeeze, you may feel your fingers start to curl in. You can play with the hands opening and closing. Release. Tripod fingers come right up under your fingertips. Transition to the second side. Right elbow directly behind the knee. Lunge forward, squeeze. Also feel for extending the posture. Oftentimes when we get into some of these poses, we get in so deep that we forget. You want to keep your spine long so that you can keep the breath moving deeply. Back out and go to your forearm, mid part of the forearm. Release out and go up to your wrist. Optional to open and close your hand. Release and come back over onto all fours. Dolphin Prelude, open your knees and your feet as wide as your yoga mat and then lower down onto your forearms. Bring your hands in a prayer position so your palms are together. Your hips stay in alignment with the knees. Walk the elbows forward. And the elbows are a little more narrow than your shoulders. Hands are up. Lean back a little bit, opening the chest, forehead down. And feel the energy from your hands moving down your arms toward your chest. Bring in a tremendous amount of breath into the ribs, all the way through the breasts, all the way through your shoulders. To come out, shift your body weight forward, bring the hands down, and press yourself up. Bring the knees in so that they're about hip width apart. Low cobra, lower down onto your belly. When you're on your belly, work the legs back and lengthen your tailbone. Move your tailbone towards your heels and press down through your feet. When you press down through your feet, if you don't feel like you're opening your lower back, work with the toes curled under a little bit until you can get a strong tuck engaging through the glutes. Bring your elbows forward, prop up under your forearms. And do this little move of releasing your chest towards the floor. Let the shoulders kind of hike up near your neck. Tuck the tailbone a little bit stronger towards your feet. Push the floor away and start to open across the front of your collarbones. Shoulder blades moving towards your hips, and optional to lift the elbows up just a little bit. If that feels too strong, keep the elbows down. Coming out, elbows out to the side. Rest your forehead on top of your hands and move your hips from left to right, kind of like you're wagging your tail. Moving into stillness, hands beside the chest. Press to all fours. Bring the knees in a little bit. Downward dog. Exhale. Lift your tailbone straight up. Loosen up your neck and also loosen up your legs. Bend in, straighten each leg one at a time. Pike your hips up really high, lift your heels up. Child's pose, knees come down, rest your forehead. Hands can stay forward towards the top of the mat or back behind you toward your feet, somewhere where the shoulders can release. Press yourself up. Reseat yourself. Sit cross-legged. Right shin in front of left shin. And if you can sit in half lotus, bring the ankle up right into the crease of the thigh. If that's painful, don't do it. Just simply keep the shin tucked under. Bring the hands over on the thighs and do a little more of that circling, that undulation. That feels really good. Neutral spine, lift up. Spinal twist to the right. Bring your left hand on your right knee and your right hand back behind you. And go inside with your breath and feel for breathing into all these different areas that you've started to open. Untwist. Change the legs. Take a breath to ground and root yourself. Hands on the legs can also help. Just press down a little bit to help you lift up and connect down. Wait for your exhale to twist to the left. If you're a little more flexible, you have the option also of reaching for your foot. You can hold onto your pants or your shirt. So working with what can you do and what feels really yummy and feels really good. Untwist. We'll be working with the wall in a pose called Viparita Karani, or legs up the wall. It's a really good pose to help replenish and nourish your energy. So those days that you feel kind of depleted, or you feel ungrounded, or you just feel really like you need a break, great pose to go to. Come find a wall space and sit right there at the wall. There's a way to get into this that is actually easier to keep your sit bones on the wall, and that's what you'll want. So facing the top edge of your mat, your butt is on the wall and your feet are on the wall. Hands come out in front of you. Make sure the sit bones are there on the wall. Take the inside arm, thread the needle, and roll over onto your back. Once you're on your back, adjust yourself and take hands around the head. Pull the head away from the shoulders so your neck lengthens out. Then the arms relax down towards the floor. Take a few moments with the legs straight up and the body weight starting to settle down. Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, heels slide down towards the pelvis, Take your hands on your thighs and press your thighs towards the wall. Bear down a little bit through your belly. Press the inhale toward your hips. And when you breathe out, pull your pelvic floor muscles in and your belly down. Let go of your hands, extend your legs straight back up the wall. Open your legs and straddle. And take your hands straight up in the air, lace up your fingers, press your palms straight up towards the ceiling, and extend the arms straight up above the crown. Feel the back of your rib cage relax down, kind of softening down towards the floor. Release your hands, bring your hands to the outside of your legs and support your legs back together. Back release, bring your right ankle up above your knee onto the quadriceps, hands towards the wall, and slide left heel down the wall until you feel the stretch come into your right hip. And stretch your legs straight back up. Second leg, second side. Left ankle above on the right thigh. Ease into it. You don't have to go into the deepest stretch here. One of the best tools for your practice is listening to your breath. If your breath gets really choppy or short or moves into that unconscious realm, focus back on it and feel for a smooth and silky breath pattern. Release, stretch right leg up, both legs come back up the wall. Put your hands on your belly and begin 3-part breathing. When you breathe in, feel your belly muscles expand, your ribs open, and your chest starts to fill all the way to the top. When you exhale, feel the top of the chest release, the ribs start to narrow, and the belly empty. If you have more time, stay longer. If not, go ahead, bend the knees. Roll on over to your left side. And take a moment on your side. Press yourself up. Come on back and sit. And gather your hands to your heart. Take in a few moments, connect in with what you're grateful for. Namaste. Thank you for taking time to practice self-care. If you have any feedback for Jennifer and I, let us know. Enjoy.